Friends, seekers of truth, have you ever pondered the intricate tapestry of God's covenant? Have you considered the subtle yet profound differences woven into the very fabric of His chosen people? We often hear the terms Hebrew, Israelite, and Jew tossed about as if they were interchangeable. But are they? Today, we embark on a journey to unravel this ancient mystery, a journey that delves into the heart of God's plan, revealed through the ages. We'll explore the origins of each term, tracing their evolution through the biblical narrative, and discover how they intertwine to reveal a breathtaking story of faith, covenant, and ultimately, redemption. Are these simply labels, or do they hold a deeper, more spiritual significance? Let's listen closely as we unravel the threads of history and faith. My name is Marco, and I invite you to join me as we delve into the rich tapestry of God's chosen people. The Bible doesn't use these terms randomly. Each carries a weight of history, a resonance of spiritual meaning. We begin with the term Hebrew, a word that predates the others, echoing in the ancient halls of time. The very etymology of the word offers a clue. It originates from the Semitic root, avar, meaning to cross, suggesting a people who crossed over, who journeyed from one land to another. Think of Abraham, the patriarch, called the Hebrew, in Genesis chapter 14, verse 13. He crossed the Euphrates, leaving behind the familiar for the promise of a new land, a new covenant. This crossing represents more than just a geographical transition. It symbolizes a spiritual crossing, a journey from uncertainty to faith, from the familiar to the divine. The term Hebrew, therefore, doesn't just describe a geographical location, but rather hints at a spiritual identity, one of transition, of pilgrimage, of faith in the unseen. It speaks of a people journeying towards a promise, a people on the move, both physically and spiritually. This initial identity, this label of Hebrew, sets the stage for the unfolding drama of God's covenant. It's a story of leaving behind the known for the unknown, a leap of faith that echoes across the centuries. It's a story that whispers to us today, calling us to embrace our own journeys of faith, to cross our own metaphorical Euphrates rivers, trusting in the promise of God. Now let's move on to the next chapter in this unfolding narrative, the emergence of the term Israelite. This term marks a profound shift, a transition from individual identity to a collective national identity, forged in a crucible of covenant. The story begins with Jacob, a man wrestling with God, a man transformed in the struggle. It was after this epic encounter, recorded in Genesis chapter 32 verse 28, that his name was changed to Israel, meaning, he who wrestles with God. This name, Israel, becomes the name of the nation, born from the struggles and triumphs of Jacob's descendants, the 12 tribes of Israel. To be an Israelite was to be part of this chosen nation, bound together by a shared identity, a shared history, and above all, a shared covenant with God. This covenant, meticulously detailed in the law, defined the lives of the Israelites, shaping their social structures, their religious practices, and their very existence. To be an Israelite was to be under the law, to live within the framework of God's divine order. It was a life of both blessing and responsibility, a life lived under the watchful eye of the Almighty. But the unity of Israel, like all earthly kingdoms, was not to last. The division of the kingdom, a tragic chapter in their history, would eventually lead to the rise of a new term, a term that would resonate across millennia: Jew. The fracturing of the United Kingdom into the kingdoms of Israel and Judah marks a pivotal moment, a seismic shift in the narrative. No longer was there a singular, unified Israelite identity. The term Jew, derived from the kingdom of Judah, began to gain prominence, eventually eclipsing the broader term Israelite. This wasn't a simple renaming, it represented a profound change in the self-understanding of a significant portion of God's chosen people. The northern kingdom of Israel, with its 10 tribes, eventually fell to the Assyrians, their people scattered and assimilated. Their story, while tragically obscured by the passage of time, is woven into the tapestry of history, leaving behind fragments of their legacy in various cultural traditions. Their dispersion contributed to the widespread use of Jew as the primary identifier for those who remained, primarily from the southern kingdom. Think of it as a pruning, a painful but necessary process. The mighty oak of Israel, once so grand and imposing, was broken, its branches scattered, But from the trunk of Judah, from the remnant of the southern kingdom, a new strength emerged, a resilience forged in the fires of adversity. The term Jew, therefore, carries within it the weight of history, the echoes of both triumph and tragedy. It speaks of a people who have endured exile, persecution, and unimaginable suffering, yet have persevered, holding on to their faith and their identity through millennia of hardship. It's a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, to the unwavering commitment to a covenant that has stretched across centuries and continents. The story of the Jews, therefore, is not merely a geographical or political narrative. It's a spiritual testament, a profound exploration of faith, resilience, and the enduring power of hope. Consider the significance of the temple in Jerusalem. For centuries it stood as the central point of Israelite and then Jewish life, a physical manifestation of God's presence on earth. Its destruction by the Babylonians in 586 BCE was a cataclysmic event, a symbol of the shattering of the nation and the scattering of its people. Yet, even in its absence, the temple remained a powerful symbol, a focal point for faith and longing. The prayers offered in synagogues across the diaspora, the yearnings for a return to Zion, all point to the enduring spiritual significance of the temple. Even in its ruin, this enduring spiritual connection to the temple, to Jerusalem, and to the land of Israel played a crucial role in maintaining Jewish identity and continuity across generations and geographical dispersions. It provided a steadfast anchor amidst the turbulent currents of history, a touchstone that kept the flame of faith alive during times of darkness and despair. The rebuilding of the temple after the Babylonian exile and its subsequent destruction further solidified this narrative of resilience and faith in the face of overwhelming odds. It's a story repeated throughout Jewish history, a continuous cycle of destruction and rebuilding, of exile and return, a reflection of the enduring human spirit and its unwavering faith in the face of adversity. And so we arrive at the concept of diaspora, a word that encapsulates the centuries-long journey of the Jewish people. It's not simply a scattering, it's a complex tapestry woven with threads of displacement, adaptation, and remarkable resilience. Consider the Babylonian exile, a pivotal moment that irrevocably altered the course of Jewish history. The destruction of the first temple and the subsequent deportation to Babylon weren't just physical events, they were profound spiritual and cultural upheavals. Yet, from this crucible of suffering emerged a new form of Jewish life, one adapted to the realities of exile. The synagogues, which gradually replaced the temple as the central place of worship, became crucial in preserving Jewish identity and tradition in the face of assimilation. These weren't merely buildings, they were vibrant centers of community, learning, and religious practice, fostering a sense of unity and shared identity amongst a dispersed population. Think of the development of Rabbinic Judaism during this period, a remarkable intellectual and spiritual flowering that helped shape the religious and legal framework of Jewish life for centuries to come. The Mishnah and Talmud, monumental works of Jewish law and tradition, were born from this era of exile, demonstrating the extraordinary capacity of the Jewish people to not only survive but to thrive, even under the most challenging circumstances. The diaspora, therefore, wasn't just a period of loss, it was also a period of remarkable innovation and adaptation. The experience of diaspora varied greatly depending on the time period and geographical location. In some places, Jews enjoyed relative peace and prosperity, contributing significantly to the intellectual and cultural life of their host societies. In others, they faced intense persecution, pogroms, and discrimination. Yet, throughout it all, they maintained their distinct identity, clinging to their faith, traditions, and cultural practices. The development of Yiddish, a unique language blending Hebrew and German dialects, is a testament to this cultural resilience. It became a powerful symbol of Jewish identity in Eastern Europe, serving as a vehicle for storytelling, religious expression, and community building. Similarly, the emergence of distinct Jewish communities in various parts of the world, each with its own unique customs and traditions, further underscores the adaptability and resilience of the Jewish people, from the Sephardic communities of Spain and Portugal to the Ashkenazi communities of Eastern Europe. Each group developed its own rich and vibrant culture, demonstrating the enduring power of Jewish identity to flourish, even in the face of dispersion. The constant movement, the adaptation to new environments, and the preservation of core beliefs and traditions all combine to create a narrative of extraordinary human resilience and a testament to the enduring power of faith. Consider the impact of this constant negotiation between assimilation and preservation, the constant struggle to maintain identity in the face of pressure to conform. This dynamic is a crucial element in understanding the Jewish experience throughout history. This constant negotiation, this push and pull between assimilation and preservation, is a recurring theme throughout Jewish history, shaping its culture, its beliefs, and its very identity. Think about the challenges faced by Jews in medieval Europe. Forced to live in ghettos, often subjected to discriminatory laws and social restrictions, they nevertheless managed to maintain a vibrant cultural and religious life. The synagogue, despite its limitations, served as a central hub for religious observance, education, and social interaction. Within these confined spaces, a rich intellectual tradition flourished, giving rise to important works of philosophy, literature, and religious scholarship. The development of Kabbalah, a mystical tradition that offered a profound and deeply personal understanding of Judaism, provides a compelling example of this spiritual resilience. Kabbalah offered solace and meaning in the face of adversity, providing a framework for understanding the world and finding spiritual fulfillment. The Renaissance and the Enlightenment brought with them new challenges and opportunities. The rise of secularism and the emphasis on reason and individualism posed a significant threat to traditional religious beliefs and practices. Yet, this period also witnessed a remarkable flowering of Jewish intellectual and cultural life, as Jews engaged with the broader intellectual currents of their time. The Haskalah, or Jewish Enlightenment, sought to reconcile traditional Jewish values with the ideals of modernity, leading to significant changes in Jewish education, social organization, and religious practices. This period saw the emergence of new forms of Jewish expression, including secular Zionist movements focused on establishing a Jewish homeland in Palestine. The tension between tradition and modernity remained central to the Jewish experience, leading to diverse responses and interpretations of Jewish identity. Consider the impact of emancipation in the 19th and 20th centuries. While offering greater freedoms and opportunities, it also brought with it the challenges of integration and assimilation. Many Jews embraced the possibilities of participating fully in the broader society, while others felt a strong need to maintain their distinct cultural and religious identity. The rise of Zionism, with its emphasis on national self-determination, became a powerful force in shaping Jewish identity and providing a sense of collective belonging. The establishment of the State of Israel in 1948 marked a watershed moment in Jewish history, offering a refuge for survivors of the Holocaust and a new center for Jewish life and culture. However, this didn't resolve the inherent tensions between tradition and modernity, between assimilation and preservation. The ongoing debates regarding religious pluralism, the role of religion in the state, and the definition of Jewish identity within Israel itself underscore the complexity of this ongoing dialogue. The challenges of maintaining Jewish identity in the diaspora continued, even with the existence of a Jewish state. The constant need to navigate the complexities of a globalized world and the pressures to conform to broader societal norms remain ever present. The story of the Jewish people is not just one of survival, but also one of constant adaptation, innovation, and the enduring power of faith in the face of adversity. It is a story of wrestling with identity, a story that continues to unfold. The constant negotiation between the desire for integration and the need for preservation is not just a historical narrative, it's a living reality, a dynamic tension that shapes Jewish life today. Now let's delve deeper into the complexities of this ongoing negotiation between integration and preservation. Think about the diverse experiences of Jewish communities across the globe. In America, for instance, you see a wide spectrum. You have Orthodox communities fiercely committed to maintaining traditional practices, often living in self-contained enclaves. Then you have conservative and Reform congregations, each with varying degrees of adherence to traditional law and custom. And finally, you have secular Jews who identify culturally as Jewish, but don't necessarily practice a religion. This diversity reflects the ongoing struggle to define what it means to be Jewish in a modern, pluralistic society. The same internal debates play out in other countries, though with different contexts and nuances. In France, for example, the rise of anti-Semitism has forced many Jews to confront questions of security and belonging, impacting their integration into French society. In Israel, the constant tension between secular and religious populations shapes the political landscape and even daily life. The struggle isn't just about religious observance, it's about cultural practices, social norms, and political affiliations. Consider the role of language. Yiddish, once the lingua franca of many Jewish communities, is now largely spoken only by older generations. Hebrew, revived as the language of the State of Israel, has become a symbol of Jewish national identity but also a source of contention within the Israeli society itself. The choice to use Hebrew, Yiddish, or another language often reflects a person's approach to their own Jewish identity and their engagement with the broader world. This linguistic landscape mirrors the broader struggle to balance tradition with modernity. And what about the ongoing debate surrounding the definition of Jewish identity itself? Is it primarily a matter of religious observance, or is it more about cultural heritage, ancestry, or national affiliation? The answers vary widely, depending on individual beliefs and experiences. The question of who is a Jew has been a source of much debate and even conflict, particularly in the context of Israel's law of return. This law grants the right of return to anyone who can prove Jewish ancestry, but it doesn't explicitly define what constitutes Jewish ancestry, highlighting the ongoing complexities of this question. These discussions aren't just academic, they have real-world consequences for individuals and communities. They shape social structures, political alliances, and even personal relationships. The ever-evolving landscape of Jewish identity is a testament to the enduring resilience and adaptability of the Jewish people, but it also reflects the constant challenges of navigating a complex and ever-changing world. The very act of grappling with these questions is a defining characteristic of the Jewish experience. Let's delve deeper into the impact of historical events on Jewish identity. The Holocaust, for instance, profoundly shaped Jewish identity in the 20th century and continues to resonate today. The sheer scale of the genocide forced survivors and subsequent generations to confront questions of trauma, resilience, and the very meaning of Jewish existence. The experience of the Holocaust fostered a stronger sense of collective identity among many Jews, reinforcing the importance of remembering the past and fighting against anti-Semitism. However, it also led to internal divisions, particularly regarding how to best commemorate the victims and address the legacy of the Holocaust. The creation of the State of Israel in 1948 offered another significant turning point. For many, Israel became a symbol of Jewish self-determination and a refuge from persecution. It provided a place where Jews could rebuild their lives and create a society based on their own values. However, the establishment of Israel also brought new challenges, including ongoing conflict with neighboring Arab states and internal tensions between different groups within Israeli society itself. The Zionist project, while achieving its goal of a Jewish state, also sparked debates about the nature of Jewish identity in relation to the Palestinian people and the broader Middle East. The relationship between Jewish identity and Israeli nationalism is complex and often fraught with tension. Furthermore, consider the impact of assimilation and integration into different societies. Throughout history, Jewish communities have adapted to their surroundings, absorbing elements of the dominant culture while retaining aspects of their own traditions. In some cases, this integration has been relatively seamless, leading to a sense of belonging and participation in the broader society. In other instances, it has resulted in a loss of cultural heritage and religious practice. The balance between maintaining Jewish identity and integrating into the surrounding culture is a constant negotiation, varying significantly depending on the specific context and the individual's choices. This process of adaptation and negotiation is central to understanding the diverse expressions of Jewish identity across the globe. It's a story of both continuity and change, of resilience and adaptation in the face of evolving circumstances. The experience of Jews in different diaspora communities, from the Sephardic communities of Spain and Portugal to the Ashkenazi communities of Eastern Europe, reveals a rich tapestry of adaptation and resilience. Each community has developed its own unique customs, traditions, and interpretations of Jewish law and practice, reflecting the influence of their respective environments while still maintaining a core connection to Jewish heritage. The ongoing dialogue between these diverse communities enriches the understanding of Jewish identity as a whole. This brings us to the crucial role of religious observance in shaping Jewish identity. For many, adherence to Jewish law or halacha is a cornerstone of their identity. The observance of Shabbat, the dietary laws of kashrut, and the life cycle rituals from Brit Milah to Bar Bat Mitzvah to marriage and mourning provide a framework for daily life and a strong sense of community. But the level of religious observance varies enormously, from the strictly Orthodox to the Reform and Reconstructionist movements, each with its own interpretations of Jewish law and tradition. These differing levels of observance often reflect different approaches to modernity and the integration of Jewish tradition into contemporary life. The tension between tradition and modernity is a recurring theme in the Jewish experience, and it's reflected in the ongoing debates and dialogues within the Jewish community itself. Consider, for instance, the impact of secularism and the rise of Jewish humanism. Many Jews find meaning and identity in their cultural heritage and ethical values, even without adhering to traditional religious practices. They may identify as Jewish through their connection to Jewish history, culture, and community, emphasizing social justice, ethical behavior, and a commitment to tikkun olam, repairing the world. This secular approach to Jewish identity has gained significant traction, particularly among younger generations. It challenges traditional notions of Jewish identity and presents a different, yet equally valid, way of being Jewish. The impact of Zionism and the State of Israel continues to be a powerful force shaping Jewish identity. For many, Israel is a source of pride and a powerful symbol of Jewish resilience and self-determination. It offers a sense of belonging and connection to a shared history and a future. However, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the ongoing debates about the occupation of Palestinian territories have created significant divisions within the Jewish community, both in Israel and in the diaspora. Some Jews strongly support Israeli policies while others are critical of them, leading to complex and sometimes emotionally charged discussions about the relationship between Jewish identity and Israeli politics. Furthermore, the rise of anti-Semitism in recent years has forced many Jews to confront the enduring challenge of prejudice and discrimination. This has led to a renewed focus on Jewish education, community building, and the preservation of Jewish heritage. The need to combat anti-Semitism and ensure the safety and security of Jewish communities has become a central concern for many Jews, further shaping their identity and their sense of collective responsibility. The fight against anti-Semitism, therefore, is not simply a political issue. It's deeply intertwined with the very fabric of Jewish identity. It's a struggle for survival, for self-expression, and for the continued flourishing of Jewish culture and community. The responses to anti-Semitism, however, vary widely, from assertive self-defense to strategies of integration and dialogue. The diversity of Jewish experiences across the globe, from the vibrant Jewish communities in North America and Europe to the smaller but equally significant communities in Africa, Asia, and Latin America, presents a rich and complex tapestry of expressions of Jewish identity. Understanding this diversity is essential to grasping the multifaceted nature of being Jewish. Each community has its own unique story, shaped by its historical context, its relationship with the surrounding society, and its internal dynamics. The constant interplay of these factors contributes to the ever-evolving understanding of Jewish identity, making it a dynamic and continually enriching subject of study and reflection. It's not a static entity, but rather a vibrant, evolving narrative. This evolving nature of Jewish identity is also reflected in the ongoing internal debates within the Jewish community itself. The tension between tradition and modernity is a recurring theme. Orthodox Judaism, with its strict adherence to halacha, Jewish law, represents one end of the spectrum. It emphasizes a literal interpretation of religious texts and maintains a strong emphasis on communal observance and ritual practice. At the other end of the spectrum, we find Reform and Reconstructionist Judaism, which offer more liberal interpretations of Jewish law and tradition, adapting them to modern contexts and emphasizing individual autonomy and ethical action. Conservative Judaism occupies a middle ground, seeking to balance tradition with the demands of modern life. These different branches of Judaism, each with its own unique approach to religious practice and belief, contribute to the richness and diversity of Jewish experience. The debates between these movements are often lively and passionate, reflecting the ongoing struggle to define what it means to be Jewish in the 21st century. Beyond the theological debates, there are significant discussions about the role of Jewish culture and heritage in shaping identity. The importance of Yiddish language and culture, for example, is a subject of ongoing debate and revitalization efforts. For many, Yiddish represents a rich cultural heritage, a connection to generations past, and a vital element of Jewish identity. Others, however, may not feel the same connection, particularly those from communities where Yiddish was not traditionally spoken. Similarly, Jewish art, music, literature, and cuisine all play important roles in shaping Jewish identity, offering different avenues for expression and connection. The exploration and preservation of this cultural heritage is crucial for maintaining a vibrant and dynamic Jewish community. The intersection of Jewish identity with other aspects of personal identity such as gender, sexuality, and race is another area of significant exploration and discussion. The rise of LGBTQ+ Jewish communities, for instance, has challenged traditional notions of Jewish family and community structures, leading to important conversations about inclusion and acceptance. Similarly, the experiences of Jews of color, who often face the intersectional challenges of both anti-Semitism and racism, have brought to light the need for more inclusive and equitable approaches to Jewish community building. These evolving understandings of Jewish identity are vital to creating a more just and welcoming community for all. The ongoing dialogue and self-reflection within the Jewish community are essential to address these complexities and to foster a sense of belonging for all its members. The exploration of these intersectional identities continues to enrich and reshape the understanding of what it means to be Jewish in the modern world. It's a continuous process of learning, adaptation, and growth. This ongoing evolution of Jewish identity also intersects significantly with the concept of Zionism and the State of Israel. The relationship between Jewish people and Israel is complex and multifaceted, varying widely depending on individual perspectives and experiences. For some, Israel represents a fulfillment of ancient prophecies, a homeland, and a refuge from persecution. They view support for Israel as an essential element of their Jewish identity. Others, however, may have more critical perspectives on Israeli policies and actions, questioning the ethics of certain governmental decisions and expressing solidarity with Palestinians. These differing viewpoints often lead to intense debates within the Jewish community, highlighting the diverse range of opinions and experiences within a single religious and cultural group. The debate isn't simply about supporting or opposing Israel. It's a complex discussion about self-determination, human rights, and the very definition of what constitutes a just and equitable society. It touches upon historical narratives, political realities, and deeply held moral values. Furthermore, the role of religious observance in modern Jewish life is a source of ongoing discussion. The spectrum of observance ranges from Orthodox Jews who adhere strictly to traditional Jewish law to Reform Jews who embrace a more liberal approach. Within these broad categories, there's a wide array of practices and beliefs. For example, the observance of Shabbat, the Jewish Sabbath, can differ significantly across different denominations. Some may observe it strictly, refraining from all work and technology, while others may adopt a more relaxed approach. Similarly, dietary laws or kashrut are interpreted and practiced in diverse ways. The level of religious observance is often a personal choice, shaped by individual beliefs, family traditions, and community influences. This diversity within religious observance underscores the dynamic nature of Jewish tradition and its capacity to adapt to changing circumstances. Understanding this spectrum is crucial for fostering meaningful dialogue and mutual respect within the Jewish community. It's a reminder that being Jewish is not a monolithic experience, but encompasses a vast spectrum of practices and beliefs. These variations don't diminish the shared heritage, rather they enrich and diversify it. The discussions surrounding these practices continue to shape the Jewish landscape, fostering both unity and diversity within the community. This diversity extends beyond religious observance and political views to encompass a wide range of cultural expressions. Jewish culture is a vibrant tapestry woven from threads of history, tradition, and innovation. From the rich literary tradition of Yiddish literature to the compelling sounds of klezmer music, Jewish culture has significantly impacted global artistic landscapes. Consider the contributions of Jewish artists, writers, and musicians throughout history, their works reflecting the multifaceted experiences and perspectives of the Jewish people. Think of the impact of Jewish thinkers on philosophy, from medieval scholars to modern-day intellectuals. Their contributions have shaped intellectual discourse across numerous fields. This cultural richness, however, isn't static. It's constantly evolving, adapting to new environments and incorporating new influences. The vibrant presence of Jewish communities around the world, each with its own unique cultural nuances, testifies to this dynamic nature. The ongoing evolution of Jewish culture is a testament to its enduring resilience and adaptability. It's a testament to the creative spirit of the Jewish people and their ability to thrive and contribute meaningfully in diverse contexts. This cultural dynamism is a critical aspect of understanding the richness and complexity of Jewish identity. It's important to remember that Jewish identity isn't solely defined by religious observance or political affiliation. It's a complex interplay of these factors and many others, constantly evolving and adapting to the changing times. This constant evolution prevents any single, static definition of what it means to be Jewish. Instead, it's a fluid, dynamic concept shaped by individual experiences, community interactions, and the ongoing dialogue within the Jewish community itself. The ongoing conversations and debates within the Jewish community, encompassing religious practices, political stances, and cultural expressions, are essential for the continued evolution and flourishing of Jewish identity. These discussions, while sometimes challenging, ultimately enrich and strengthen the collective experience. They foster a sense of belonging while simultaneously acknowledging and celebrating the diversity that exists within the community. The ongoing dialogue ensures that Jewish identity remains a vibrant and dynamic force, capable of adapting to the challenges and opportunities of the future. So, what aspects of Jewish culture resonate most deeply with you, and how do you see its evolution continuing to shape our world? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video exploring the fascinating world of Jewish traditions, and I'll see you there. Shalom everyone. This is Marco, signing off.